Well, hey there, YouTube. This is Jason Lupton. I'm the Redneck transporter. Just thought I'd maybe do a short little video. I'm going to try to do a new thing here shortly. Start my own business. I'm going to be doing a lease purchase with Minstar and see how that goes. See if they're truthful about their prices and deductions, and see if we can make. You probably won't make a lot of money. You probably make just under what I made as a company driver, but once the truck is paid for, it's a 4-year lease with a balloon payment. Y'all will probably think I'm crazy, but at the end of that balloon payment, I have the option to buy the truck, and what they will do, what they're saying they'll do, is that after that 4-year lease, when it comes due for the balloon payment, they can roll that lease over for another year or so, and I can finish paying off the truck through their in-house financing. So ultimately, 4.5, 5 years, the truck is mine. It's bought. It's brand new, coming off. It's a 2020 Kenworth T680. It's a small truck. 76-inch sleeper, not so small, but if anybody that's ever driven has seen a T680, the seats are close together. They're not near as wide as a Freightliner or an International, or you know, it's kind of like being crammed in a sardine can at times. But new truck, Packard motor, all in ATVs. We're gonna give it a shot. Supposed to hit all 48 states. As a lease operator, they say you can turn down loads, but then you get knocked to the bottom of the list, which is understandable. But you got to think of your overhead, because you're paying for the fuel, you're paying for the upkeep of the vehicle. They're taking out 5 cents a mile for their escrow or maintenance account for tires and oil changes, bumper to bumper warranty. This is everything they've told me. Now there are some downsides, such as when I leave the house to go to orientation. It's a three-day orientation is what they tell me. It's in Eagan, Minnesota. I'm going to be leaving Kansas, probably around the 26th of May. And I'll drive to Eagan, Minnesota with a rental car that they're going to get me. And they are going to put me up in a hotel, supposedly a 5-star hotel. Hard to believe at the prices of the hotel. I'm not going to say the hotel's name, but they're like $89 a night. So, but it's supposed to be a good one, and it looks like a nice one. So we'll see. Now, when I say the downside is the 3 days I'll be there, and the rental car is on me. I have to pay that back out of my settlements, I guess, a little at a time. The one thing they didn't tell me, that I've been talking to one of their drivers, they also add for your chains and your jumper box and a couple of other little things that you don't expect right off the top. So I'm kind of getting prepared. I've been talking to other drivers. I've been talking to to them about driver retention, how they've been doing. I've been talking to one driver. I won't mention his name, but he's been very insightful about the whole process. And the process is pretty easy. It's 3-day orientation. You go down, they teach you your unloading of the equipment that you'll be hauling on a double-decker trailer. It's an enclosed 53-foot trailer. and you'll be hauling to different dealerships, if you will, throughout the 48. The driver I've been talking to has been with him for 2 years and is very happy with his lease purchase agreement, making decent money. So we'll see how decent of money we can make. The trucks, like I said, are all new. They do have an option if you want to drive for 6 months, renting the truck from them. They'll put you in a Freightliner Cascadia for 6 months, and after that 6 months, they will give you $6,000 down towards your new truck. But the other plan is you just go ahead and get your new truck, and they take it out as your settlements every week of like $650, and then it's another $408 for your insurance, your plates, your IFTA, everything that goes with trucking that a lot of people don't even think about. You know, you got your IFTA, you have your permits that you got to have for each state, you've got your Qualcomm, you've got your GPS if you decide to go with a GPS, you have your escrow account for maintenance, you have which they keep if you decide to walk away. And by the way, it is a walk away lease. So if this is not a good fit for you, after giving it a real college try and trying your darndest, you can walk away. But the escrow account stays with them, and this is why. When they keep the escrow account, it's to take care of the stuff that drivers didn't take care of. It's not saying that you're a bad driver. It's not saying that you tore stuff up. But there are certain things that they're going to have to do with that truck when they get it back in order to make it sellable for another individual. Such as detailing the truck. I don't know how many drivers would like to get into a rat hole of a truck that some slob drove for 6 months and trashed it out, and his dog ate up everything, or he was just a dirty old pig that pissed all over the floor, you know. But that escrow account is to cover their backside. But now, on the other hand, it covers us as a lease purchase driver in the fact that if we need a tire or a battery or oil change or something like that done throughout the term of our lease, that money is there so that we can tap into it to take care of the vehicle. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me, well, you're just crazy. You're ridiculous wanting to go in and start your own trucking business with the freight down and you know, owning a truck, you got breakdown, you're going to have this, you're going to have that. Well, in a new truck you have warranty, and there are warranties on different parts of the truck, okay? There's warranties for when they call it a bumper-to-bumper warranty. There are warranties for drivetrain, your motor, your transmission. There's warranties for your electrical. There's warranties for your fifth wheel, your APUs. I mean, different things. And usually those are around 75 to 100,000 miles. You know you're going to have breakdowns. You know you're going to have expenses. Another thing they don't really tell you, but from talking to others that have done the same thing or have failed at doing it, is because they didn't know. But you know, you need to set aside your tax money, because you're ultimately going to be bringing in, with this company, I would ultimately be bringing in $144,000 to $145,000. Yeah, sounds great, don't it? Well, guess what? You don't get it all. What happens is you've got to deduct your truck payment, $650 a week. Okay? $650 a week times 4 weeks, approximately a month, $2,600. Alright? Now, you're paying that every month on just the truck. Okay? Now, while it's under lease, they will take care of the truck. Now, there are some things that you will be responsible for that will be deducted out of your escrow. So, you got to plan for that stuff. Now, the other thing is, you need to plan for your yearly taxes. That is probably the biggest lease mistake lease purchase drivers make, is they don't set aside their tax earnings. And as a lease owner operator, you are responsible to pay Uncle Sam. You pay for your own Social Security, federal, and state taxes. And a good rule of thumb when you are setting aside money is maybe once you've deducted your truck payment, okay? They're gonna say, okay, you had this truck payment, that's a deduction. You got to pay for all the fuel. That's a deduction. You should be safe on those parts. But the money that you're putting in your pocket, say you have a good week and you make $1,875, okay? Not a bad week. Compared to being a company driver, it's fair. It's not bad. You're owning the truck in the end of the lease. You've paid for your fuel. You paid for your truck. And with the $408 added to the $650, pays for your Qualcomm, your permits, everything else. Okay? Now, the next thing is, once that's all done, and say you got $1,875, you think, oh, well, I can put that in my pocket and I can go buy some chrome for my truck. I can go get a new motorcycle. I can go buy a new truck, a new house. I'm making all this dough. I'm making $1,875 a week, right? Nope. That don't happen. Because by the time you get done, you need to set aside 30, you hear me? 30, maybe even 40. 40 is a stretch. 30 is a pretty good number. I'm going to say 30. You take 30% off of that $1,875. Okay? Now, I don't have my calculator, and I'm not good at math in my head, so we're just going to say for the purpose that out of that $1,875,